This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV. We're at day 2 of Cloud Expo East in New York in the year 2015. We're joined by Abel Sussman with Coalfire, and this company is based in the Washington, D.C. area, and I believe that's because there's probably some kind of tie-in. There's a big industry in Washington called government. Man, I don't know if it's an industry. Anyway, tell us a little bit about what Coalfire does and why you're here at Cloud Expo.
Well, thank you so much. The federal government is the nation's largest consumer of information technology. This year alone, federal government is spending $2.1 billion in cloud technology, and it's expected to grow to $20 billion in the near future. What we do is we help do the compliance assessments as well as some advisory for companies to meet the federal security requirements and actually get on a federal contract.
Yeah, I remember the DoD IT budget. I heard the number a few years ago, and it was so big I just couldn't even process it. To what degree, with the Obama administration came in, and we had a official government CTO and official government CIO, and there have been a few people in those jobs, but one of the first people there is a CTO or CIO, I think, set a cloud agenda. Is that having an effect? I mean, what is sort of driving a migration toward cloud in the federal environment?
Fantastic question. So the Obama administration released a policy called Cloud First, which requires agencies to consider cloud technologies as their next procurement cycle happens. The Federal Risk and Assessment Management Program, or FedRAMP, has been done. It has all the security controls necessary for that transition. So we help make certain that organizations meet the FedRAMP guidelines and can meet federal security controls.
Okay, so FedRAMP, sort of an outcome of that, and that's still going on. How there's got to be a lot of steps. I mean, how long does it take to guide people through this process?
In general, it depends if a company has already gone through other risk compliance frameworks. Many common ones are for HIPAA, for PCI, for ISO. If you already have these artifacts, we can reuse many of them. Alternatively, we have helped many who have started from scratch. The process can take anywhere from 3 months just to get ready. If you have things all the way up to a year, depending on how complex your solution is, as well as how much you already have ready.
You know, as with real clouds, there's many types of cloud computing. So, what sort of when one of your customers speaks of cloud, what sort of things are they speaking of? You know, what are the applications? Is it email? Is it their website? What sort of internal applications would they be doing? Are they like to build private clouds? Are they like public cloud? What sort of clouds are being deployed?
Sure. Typically in FedRAMP environment, you find a lot of infrastructure providers, infrastructure as a service, although there are a growing number, which is extremely fortunate, of platform and software as a service solutions. The federal government really does need more software in its environment. They want to use the cloud to gain the efficiencies and cost savings, so their agencies not only are secure enough, but are meeting the robust requirements of their end users.
And do you think that this FedRAMP is something that can stay in place more or less for a long time, or what sort of evolution, you know, if any, are you going to see?
Like many other government programs, this one is evolving as we find out more about what's necessary for cybersecurity. There already have been a few agency requirements, let's say from the DoD and DHS, where have their own security overlays on top of FedRAMP, and that reflects the secure nature of their work.
Let's hear that number again. You said they're looking at cloud budgets of $2.1 billion now and growing to $20 billion?
Yes, right now, 2015 is $2.1 billion. That's how much the federal government has spent this year alone. And it is actually to replace a lot of the maintenance software that's out there, which is an $80 billion market.
So the potential is huge. How do companies find you? What is your URL?
Please come to www.coalfire.com or visit us at FedRAMP Central. We'd be happy to talk to you.
FedRAMP Central, that's a good way to do it. Coalfire.com. We've been sitting here with Abel Sussman with Coalfire. He's a specialist in the Washington, D.C. area, taking advantage of the federal government, which is the largest IT user probably in the world, or certainly in the world, certainly in the U.S. Thank you much for joining us. Thanks for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.